Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Really good to see you joining this Life Path Masterclass. Tonight, we're going to focus on purposeful living and creating the goal map for finding and following your purpose. And we're going to give a few moments for everyone to join, of course. So please do write in the chat where you're joining from, and how you are tonight, and what goals maybe you're working on. It'd be really great to know. The more we know, the more we can help. And so please do write in the chat, say a quick hi. We'll give a few moments, and then we'll be starting with the presentation. Just having a look on the screen quickly. Hello, Holly. Nice to see you again, second time today, and fourth time, I think, in just 2 days. Good to see you, everyone joining. Again, please do say a quick hi in the chat. We've got lots of people joining from lots of different countries. Always really nice to see the diversity within the community, where people are joining from, why they're joining. Lots of people setting all sorts of goals around the world. In a few moments, I'm going to switch to the PowerPoint presentation, go through some of the basic things on goal mapping, and then we'll change pace a little and get into the deeper work of creating the map. Please do open your goal mapping account ready so that you can follow along, create your own map. Remember, it's really not hearing this information that makes the difference. It is working the information. It's creating your own goal map that makes the biggest difference. So please have your goal mapping account open. If you're new to goal mapping, you will have created an account in process of registering for the masterclass, or maybe you're someone that's been following goal mapping for some time and created already a number of goal maps. Either way, please have your account open. And again, please write in the account. If you've been using goal mapping for some time, then we'd love to know what goals you've been setting and maybe achieved, or maybe you're brand new to goal mapping and you're just looking to see what it's all about. Either way, again, really pleased to hear from you all. And if myself and my partner in life and also business, Vicky, can assist, we'd be very happy to do so. Going to bring on the PowerPoint presentation, start to move through some of the basic things with goal mapping. Some of you that are experienced with goal mapping will have seen this content before for the short part of the presentation tonight that we're just about to go through. And then, of course, we're going to move into the newer, deeper content for everyone. Just make sure that the screen share comes up, and bring up my video in the corner there so that can see my face as well as the PowerPoint presentation. Nearly 30 years I've been presenting goal mapping around the world, and it's now reached more than 5 million people, helping people in so many different ways, and 1 million school children, which for me is particularly pleasing because my own experience at school wasn't so great. I still present goal mapping in many different countries. We have people from more than 30 countries around the world receiving goal mapping, and more than 1,500, and I believe 63 is the current count of people certified to teach goal mapping, again in more than 30 countries. And while goal mapping is very diverse in the way that it helps people, the message in goal mapping has stayed very consistent over the years. Your thoughts shape and create your reality, both in yourself, but also, of course, in your life. And we can't control everything that happens in our life, but over the long term of years, we are able to influence our life and steer it in the direction of our desires. Fundamentally, we're doing that with the thoughts that we think. Life is many different things for many different people, but one thing we can say it is for sure is a path. Sadly, for some people, it's a relatively short path in their lifetime, and other people experience a life that goes for many years and a winding path through many different experiences of life. My path has been a little unusual. I was born into a traveling fun, fair and circus family. And here on the screen is my great uncle and his wife, who were entertainers in the circus. And for several hundred years, I can trace my ancestry and track my family background within traveling amusements, fun, fair and circus people. This is my great-grandmother with her traveling amusements, and you can see in the center of the screen there, her traveling wagon. This is her stage show. This is a Pinner Street Fair. And all of my family are still traveling around England, where they're operating fun fair equipment. This was the life I was born into. And here on the screen is my father's fun fair. And this picture, particularly poignant for me because it was taken on the year that I was born, 1961. And my father had his fun fair open at Weymouth on the south side of England. The fair was flooded, and my father became a little disheartened with the traveling life and was looking for something a little more permanent. And so he took all of his traveling amusements to the seaside, and he opened them up on the south side of the Isle of Wight, where I still live today. And this is King Charles when he was Prince Charles as a young boy, taking a ride on my cousin's bumper cars and amusements. Here's my brother-in-law, my niece and cousins open with their amusements, and this picture taken just 1 year ago. So all of my family's still traveling with their amusements, but my father took his fun fair amusements to the Isle of Wight, to Ventnor, and right outside of the window here, I still live in roughly the same place, is where my father used to open his amusements on the pier for the tourist trade. I never went to school very much, left school before 13, as is the tradition in the traveling communities of my generation. And my 13th birthday present was a stake in the family business, a percentage of the family business. And I was given this rocket-shaped bubblegum machine, a box of bubblegum and the keys, and that was my early initiation into being an entrepreneur. My father taught me, save the money, buy more bubblegum, so you reinvest, but also put a percentage into reinvesting to grow your business and build your entrepreneurship. So the second year, I was buying this pinball machine, and then my big business breakthrough at about 15, I was one of the first people in England to own a Space Invaders, and I did very well from that. But then at 18, my father wanted me to take the family business in a new direction. And so I was looking how I could expand the business, because at that time we already owned a lot of amusement arcades on the Isle of Wight where I live. And so I opened up a disco. And in fact, I become the youngest person ever in England to be given a license to open up a nightclub. And 1981, which was the beginning of the new romantic scene here in England, face paint and frilly shirts. So this is me with my face paint and my frilly shirt at around about 18, 19, when I first opened the nightclub I had. And I run that nightclub for 13 years. For 10 years, I was a DJ. And here on the screen, you can see this big gorilla hand is holding a blue crystal. That blue crystal in the gorilla hand was my DJ box. I spent 10 years in that DJ box, putting on parties, entertaining people, of course, having a great time myself. And the club that I run became very popular. It became very well known. We're in lots of music magazines, or lots of celebrities, pop stars all sorts of people that would come even from distant countries and travel to this little club on the Isle of Wight. Say little, we held 800 people. Here a picture of me with my father. I reached a high level of success. I had a really good life. I was really rich, very young. I drove a fast red Italian sports car, lived in a big 3-story house. It was a great life. And then it wasn't, because it all come crashing down. And the thing that brought the crash was affordable airfare. Life is always changing. And every so often, a big change comes in the way that people live. And in the late 1980s, early 1990s, the big change that came into my life was that English people stopped taking their main summer holiday in England, and instead they started going to the Mediterranean. And all of my customers for the disco started going to Ibiza rather than the Isle of Wight. And at first, I just didn't understand what was going on. But gradually, less and less people came to the Isle of Wight for their summer holiday, and the business just died. And within a few years, I had gone from being worth a lot of money at around about age 25 to owing a lot of money at around about age 29, when the family business come to an end. And so at age 29, I was in a really difficult situation. The family business had ended. I was £1 million in debt. My home was repossessed. I was alone because my marriage crashed and her wife went her own way with all of the strain and stress of what was going on in the business. I had no qualifications because of leaving school before 13. I had no formal work experience because I'd only ever worked for myself or my father. On top of that, I couldn't even read or write properly. Life was looking very dark. I was very scared, and I really didn't know what I would do. But the turning point was I met this great, inspiring life coach, a man called Mike Rosewarne, one of the pioneer life coaches in the UK, teaching personal development 40 years ago in the UK, when nobody else was really doing anything quite like that. And I was very fortunate to meet him. And what he started to teach me was the science of positive thinking. How, with your mind, you can choose to think positively, and how that has a chain reaction in helping you to feel more positive, have more winning attitudes, be more empowered in your behavior, and of course, achieve greater results, achieve your desired results in life. Within a short while of learning positive thinking, I'd overcome my learning challenges. I'd taught myself to read well. I'd become interested in personal development, and I had started to teach it to others. And it was really quite a short time between learning personal development and techniques for effectively setting goals and holding positive thoughts before I started running my own workshops. And I had the breakthrough insight of goal mapping, which came to me late at night, driving my car through London, thinking about what is the very best way to set goals. I was asking the question of the universe, and like a gift from the universe, a flash of insight come to my mind, and I saw a goal map in words and pictures. And while I didn't understand all of the detail, I knew intuitively, instantly, that setting your goals using words and pictures is absolutely vital if you're going to activate the whole of your brain. Activating the whole of your brain, left brain thinking in words, right brain thinking in pictures, is what helps you to be at your best and turn your thoughts and ideas into tangible realities. At the time when I created goal mapping, all of the recommendation and teaching, even from the best trainers in the world, was to write your goals line after line after line after line. I like being in school and having to write lines for homework. There was no dream boards at this time. This is 1994. No dream boards, no vision boards, nothing like that. Just writing the goals. And so creating a system that used words and pictures felt really new and revolutionary. However, the more that I studied, the more that I realized this is actually a very ancient way of setting intentions. And you can look back into ancient wisdom literature from many cultures around the world, and you will see the use of affirmation, writing the goals as words, and visualization, creating pictures and symbols that represent the written words to help stimulate and activate both sides of the brain. Once I started using goal mapping for myself and teaching goal mapping to others, success came quickly. I found myself being invited to speak in lots of different magazines, and I was invited to write a goal mapping book, and the book for children that I wrote, Sam the Magic Genie, and now my books are in more than 15 languages, some of them in their second editions, and they're on sale still around the world, never been out of print. There's been lots of great media coverage, been on TV in lots of different countries, lots of different magazine articles, presentations. Here an article from CNN about using goal mapping in your career. There's been a number of awards for goal mapping in England and other countries, and of course a lot of presentations around the world. Behind all of that is one overriding goal for me, which is to help as many people as I possibly can with goal mapping. To this day, I am so grateful that someone helped me to learn the simple science of positive thinking and the principles of goal setting to help me change my life when I was in a difficult situation. And so I've made it my commitment over many years to help as many other people as I can to set their goals in a powerful way. And here on the screen, you can see my main goal map, which is to reach 7 million people around the world. Now, I've been working on this goal for a long time, around about 28 years. This goal map is the latest incarnation of many goal maps that I've created to help achieve this goal. It's incredibly hot here on the Isle of Wight, unusual for England, but we feel blessed to have some good weather. You'll notice here on the map, main goal of reaching 7 million people, and then the side goals, either side of the main goal, are the areas where I most want to help people. Helping people in families, helping people in the community, helping people with their well-being, helping people in business, helping students in education. How to do that? Well, writing books has been important, and creating products, but it has really been the growing army of people committed to make a difference by teaching goal mapping that has really accelerated the technique around the world and helped to reach so many people. And we now have 1,563 people certified to teach goal mapping. Some of them working in corporate, some of them in public, some of them in education. Some of the licensed people teaching goal mapping work across all of these areas and more. Many people working, of course, in well-being. The youngest is just 14. The oldest is in her 80s. They come from more than 30 countries, a diverse set of backgrounds. They are united by having this common sense of passion and purpose that they want to make a difference in the world and to help their clients achieve their goals. Whether that's goals for well-being or goals for business, goals for career, goals for education. Of course, we can set goals in absolutely any aspect or area of life. And the goal for the community and the goal for me within all of these different presentations we make is to inform, inspire, and empower. Inform with ideas, and tonight we'll be covering the fundamental principles of goal manifestation, to inspire with heartwarming stories of how goal mapping is making a difference to people, and to empower by teaching the technique. And this is helping people in business. You see here a couple of the goal mapping practitioners from England. This is Jill and Katrina, who call themselves the goal mapping queens. And we have people working with goal mapping in Greece. We have people working throughout Europe, in America, Australia. Our first coach who's on the call tonight, Holly, I can see her here looking down at the other screen, is the first coach in South Africa. Here on the screen, you can see Emily, who has been active in Italy with goal mapping since 2013. And she has become quite famous in Italy for her work with goal mapping and students. Has appeared in many of the national newspapers. Here, Cephas has done absolutely fantastic work with goal mapping in Ghana and also here in England. Here's Catalin Konya, just one of the many goal mapping trainers, but Catalin's choosing to specialize goal mapping in sport. And in fact, Catalin is 3 times world champion kickboxer. And she says that goal mapping helped her to supercharge her visualization. It's what gave her the edge, helped her to win the world championships. And she now teaches goal mapping to others, both young women to find their power, but also teaching it within her sports coach training work. For many years, people created their goal maps on paper. And like this one you can see next to Catalin here. And people are still creating their maps on paper by downloading the free principle templates, but far more effective in these modern times is the digital platform, where you can upload personal photos that really stimulate brain activity by having a selfie that you really like, or a family photo, or a picture of a place you love, a picture of that dream home. And when you choose personal pictures, the personal picture will already be ingrained in your neurology. So putting that personal picture into your map rather than drawing stimulates a huge amount of brain activity, all of which helps to command your subconscious to move you towards your goal. As well as being able to create your goal maps in the online platform, you can also watch the video to take the training by following through in the sections in the workshop. And here on this little island you can see, which is actually a map of the Isle of Wight where I live, each of the dots is a section of video content from the goal mapping workshop. Click on the dot, the video will open. Each video is around about 15 or 20 minutes. And at the end of the video, it's going to ask you, do you want to watch another video? Or do you want to go and actually work with your map? And this is a really important point, because these presentations that I'm making, or the video that you can watch on the platform, is there to inspire you to create your map. Creating the map is the main thing. And in a little while, we're going to go through how you create a goal map for finding and following your life purpose. In addition to a goal map, you can also create a life map. Life map uses the same principle as goal mapping of words and pictures to stimulate the whole brain. But instead of the intention being focused on the physical goal, in a life map, the intention is focused on developing your qualities of character. So if you already know what you want to achieve, if you know what your goal is and you've mapped it down, the next question to ask is, who do I need to be as a person in order to move forward, walk the path I've identified, do the things I need to do in order to achieve this goal I desire. And in a life map, you map out the ways of being confident, being motivated, being enthusiastic. And by writing those ways of being in the forms of affirmation and adding the pictures, visualization, it creates whole brain activation, which in turn helps you to be your best as a person, so that you walk your path and do your best in all your different actions and achieve your best results. Also, you're able to create an action map. And an action map, again, using the same principle of words and pictures for whole brain activation. The action map is focused on changing behaviors, making sure that the behaviors you choose are those that support you in being your best, moving forwards towards achieving your greatest results. If you want to create your goal map on paper, then please click on the resources tab in the navigation bar so that you can download the printable templates. But as I said just now, I really believe that the digital goal mapping is the most powerful way. We also have an online journal that you can use so that you can record thoughts and insights about the presentation here tonight and key points that may be particularly important to you. If you'd like to work with paper, then now is the opportunity to go get pen and paper so that you're able to follow through, make your notes, and in a little while from now, create your own goal map. I'm just going to change the camera position and sit down now for the rest of the presentation so we can go through in more detail and start to engage in some of the exercises. And my recommendation is always to start with one goal map that captures the big picture of you living your best life. Now, one map for you living your best life is not sufficient to capture all of the important detail for all of the different areas of your life. So once you have one map that captures the big picture, then you want to drill into the detail and map down what it is that's important for you in the different major life areas, starting with a goal map for authentic happiness. What does authentic happiness look like for you? Also, a goal map for raising self-esteem so that you feel fantastic. A goal map to enhance your well-being, physical well-being. A goal map to increase your material wealth and financial freedom. A goal map to improve your relationships. And tonight, we're going to look at a goal map for purposeful living. 7 goal maps, starting with a goal map for best life, and then authentic happiness, self-esteem, well-being, financial freedom, harmonious relationships, and purposeful living. And you will notice that in between the maps is the 30-day period. When you create a goal map, it helps you to form the brain cell connections. We're going to look at this in just a little while. And it is using your map by looking at it once a day, and as you look at the map, saying the words, the goal mapping ritual, that helps you to make these brain cell connections strong and establish the connections. So it enhances your neurology, activates both sides of the brain, and sends the command to your subconscious mind to move you towards the goal, and to universal consciousness through law of attraction to move the goal towards you. By working through a cycle of creating maps, and we run these free masterclasses once each month, so that people can create their map, use it for 30 days, and then create a new map, use it for 30 days. And each time you're doing this, you're establishing these new brain cell connections. This brings you great clarity about what is most important to you in your life. And it also sends a powerful command to your subconscious mind to move you towards the goal. And so tonight then, purposeful living, and I absolutely love this quote that I first come into contact with almost 30 years ago. There is something special about ancient wisdom. And one of the things that's special about ancient wisdom is that it is timeless. This quote was written 3rd century BC. So 2,300 years ago, this Indian guru said, when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all of your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitations. Your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover you are a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. Ancient wisdom is timeless. And this quote was true when Patanjali scratched it into a clay tablet more than 2,000 years ago. It's still true today. It will be true in more than 2,000 years' time. When we find our purpose in life, we find our passion and we find our power, and it helps us to achieve our own greatness, to fulfill our own potential, to maximize on our own abilities. For me, it has been the greatest discovery within my own life to find a sense of purpose. And it's here in the map that I showed you just now of 7 million lives. My purpose has been helping other people to achieve their goals. Just like I was fortunate enough to meet a great life coach many years ago at a dark point in my own life and journey, who helped me to learn the ancient secrets of how to set goals. Here is my purpose goal map in my modern version. So here you can see my goal map drawn on paper. And I created the first version of this map way back in around about 1999. I've redrawn it and updated it several times over the years. But in recent years, I've been creating my map online. And here is my most recent purpose map focused on making a difference. And I've created this using the online system. Now, some of the images here in the map are my drawings, because with the online system, you can take a picture of a drawing or a scan and you can upload it, crop it, and you can put your own drawings into your map if you're someone that likes to be creative in that way and draw. Or you can just upload personal photos, or you can download images from the internet. And so here in my purpose goal map, I have a mixture of images, some of them drawn, some of them downloaded, some of them uploaded. But here is the key thing with the digital system. You can change the map, you can add new information, and you can plan in detail by extending the map in any way that you wish. You are not limited to just an A4 sheet of paper. And in particular, I find it really important to turn my goals into realities, to use the action planner system. So the to-do list in goal mapping online allows me to take any of my goal maps and to plan down into daily actions or weekly activity or monthly targets that help me to move forwards and achieve my goal. And when I've created my map online, I then print it. So here's my purpose goal map right next door to my notepad, where I'm always scribbling down ideas. And in addition to my purpose goal map, I've got here my business goal map. I've also got relationship goal map. I've got my dream home goal map. And I've got my life map and my action map. And so having my maps here in the folder allows me to glance to see what it is I've decided is important, why and when and how I'm going to do it, who might be involved. And just looking at my map for a moment helps to form the brain cell connections that propels me forward towards my desired intentions. Let's explore why goal mapping works so well. It really stems from an understanding of the science of the power of positive thinking. This was the great turning point in my own life. We have billions of brain cells. The estimate is you have 100 billion brain cells. And each one of your 100 billion brain cells or neurons grows arms and branches, and all of the arms and branches are separated by a small gap. It's called the synaptic gap. Here is the key point to understand. If the thought you choose to think is positive. Now, I'm emphasizing each word in the sentence because each word is important, and they are so important, I'm going to say them again. If the thought you choose to think is positive, it's a choice. And sometimes something is happening in the day, something is going wrong, and we become stressed and angry or frustrated and a little bit negative. But within a moment or two, it's a choice. And just because something's happened or someone was rude or something's gone wrong, it can trigger us into some negativity. But once we catch ourselves, within a moment, it's a choice. We can choose to continue to think negatively, or we can choose to focus on the positive. If you develop your ability, your mental muscle, to use positive thinking in a powerful way and choose your thoughts, which is part of the teaching within goal mapping, then the process is magical. Because once you choose a positive thought about yourself or about your life or about the situation that you face, the positive thought starts in the middle of the brain cell as an impulse, like a flash. That impulse travels out along the brain cell arms. It stimulates the release of a chemical into your brain and body, and that chemical is called serotonin. Serotonin is the happiness chemical. It's the chemical that gives you the feeling of well-being. When we think a positive thought, we release serotonin and we experience the emotion of happiness. A positive thought triggers serotonin. Serotonin creates happiness. Many people think that happiness is coming from out there somewhere. If this happens in my life, I'll be happy. If that person does this thing, I'll be happy. And of course, when things are happening in our life the way we would like them to do, it automatically makes us happy. But there is a much deeper truth here. And the deeper truth is, even in a very negative and what could be considered a sad situation, you can work with your mind and you can choose to think positively. That positive thought releases the serotonin that gives you the happy feeling. If you were to take an antidepressant drug, such as Prozac, what the antidepressant does is it triggers the release of serotonin, from your brain and receptors in your body, so you start to feel happy. If you take an illegal party drug, such as ecstasy, it does the same thing. It tricks your brain into releasing the serotonin, and you get the euphoria of happiness. You can also train your brain to release serotonin. And the more you learn to think positively about yourself and your life, the more you naturally release the serotonin that gives you the feeling of happiness. Now, there are thousands of medical reports written on this. You can go search them on the internet, or you can know it in an instant, in your own experience right now, by just focusing your mind. Focus your mind onto something very, very happy. Maybe it happened to you recently, maybe years ago when you were a child. But as you focus on that happy thought, that happy memory from the past, you would trigger the serotonin. You'll start to feel happy right now in the moment. This is a revelation for many people, because many people think that life is making them happy or sad. The truth is, it is not life that makes us happy or sad. It is our thoughts about life that make us happy or sad. We cannot control all of the different things in life, but we can choose the quality of our thoughts about our experience in life, and that can change everything. In addition to serotonin giving you a happy feeling, it is also a neuroconductor. It literally joins the brain cells together. It bridges the synaptic gap. It allows your thought to continue on its little journey to connect with another brain cell. And as the brain cells connect, you have that aha moment. You have that light bulb experience. You find an answer to your problem. You see a new way forward. Because of the release of the serotonin, you feel a bit of motivation, a good feeling. Yeah, I can do this. Here's an answer. Now, quite quickly after having that breakthrough moment of the brain cells connecting, they also then pull apart again. And this is why it's so important to understand the science of positive thinking and goal setting. Quite simply, brain cells that are encouraged to fire together gradually wire together. If you will set a goal about your good ideas and intentions when they come, and then look at the goal just for a moment in the coming days, every time you look at your goal, think about your goal, tell yourself you're going to achieve your goal, you re-establish, you remind, you reform the brain cell connections. If you imagine that your brain cells have got like ticky-tacky, blue tack on the ends of them, and each time you push them together, they get a bit more sticky. Do it for 30 days and the connection becomes established, that it takes no effort at all to maintain the brain cell connection, because brain cells that fire together, well, gradually they wire together. And as the brain cells come together, the thought gradually evolves into an opinion. Well, I think I can do this. And then it evolves further into a belief. I'm sure I can do this. And then into a feeling of certainty, a knowingness, a conviction that you can achieve your goal. A belief is simply brain cell connections that have become established. This means this. And very often our beliefs support us in life to achieve the things we desire. Sometimes, of course, our beliefs are negative. We have limiting beliefs about ourselves and life, and those limiting beliefs hold us back. And so within the brain, within the goal mapping system, we're also teaching how you can change those brain cell connections to break down old beliefs or to empower new beliefs. And the more connections we make, the more we're able to activate both sides of our brain. Our right brain helping us to have a good vision of the future, lots of creativity, great ideas. And with our left brain, equally important, that we can form a strategy, follow a plan, and be effective in our action. The more brain balance we have between our left brain and right brain, the more effective we are. Brain balance is not the same as a set of scales balance. It is more like the infinity, that one side is feeding into the other. And if you look back throughout history or around the world at present time, you will find the greatest thinkers have this brain balance. And it's a principle for all of us to aspire to. The more we balance our brain, the more effective we are at turning our ideas into realities. And it's learning this and practicing it through goal mapping that has so helped me in my own life. Helped me to overcome my learning challenges, teach myself to read, take my life forward, create a purpose for not only myself, but something that has now reached so many people around the world. By setting goals and forming the brain cell connections, we help ourselves not only mentally, but the serotonin release builds our self-esteem so that we feel more confident and we become empowered in our behavior, because your thoughts release the chemicals that influence your feelings, and those same chemicals, such as serotonin, also nourish your body right down to a cellular level. They influence your body chemistry. This is why people that are very happy have a higher immune system than people that are very sad. This is why people that are in stress start to pick up colds and flus and illnesses, because when we think negatively, we suppress a lot of the systems within our body. If you think you can, well, you probably will. But if you think you can't, well, you probably will not. Because when you think negatively about yourself or your life or your situation, the negative thought is releasing a different chemical into your brain and body called cortisol. And cortisol is the chemical that gives us the feeling of sadness and depression. It is also a neuroinhibitor. That means it causes our brain to close down. Instead of the connections being formed so that our thought spreads, instead our thinking becomes isolated into patches or areas of our brain. And as our brain closes down, the problem looks bigger and bigger and bigger. This is a survival instinct that humans have had for many, many thousands of years. And in ancient times, when the major danger for humans was facing a wild animal like a hungry bear who wanted to eat us for lunch, this ancient survival system of our brain shutting down and our body shutting down and all the saved energy being sent to the muscles so we can fight or run away, it worked really well. In modern life, the dangers we face are different. It's not often a wild animal that wants to eat us for lunch. Instead, it's some wild situation we need to deal with. The rising cost of food and fuel, war going on around the world, difficulty in our daily lives, fear of being alone or being made homeless or unemployed. Very often, the modern life dangers, the fears that we face, are not real and present danger. They are dangers that we face in our mind because we are imagining future situations. And sometimes it is a false fear, a false expectation that we think may happen in the future, but of course it appears real to us. And while it's a false fear, it still causes very real damage to ourselves and to our life. Because as we imagine the danger, not only does our body start to close down, but that false fear sends a negative command to our subconscious, which often leads us then into some form of self-sabotage, that we often end up creating or moving towards the very thing we were afraid of. The solution to life's modern problems is to stay positive. When you stay positive, you form the brain cell connections that activate the whole of your brain that help you find solutions to life's modern problems, to be creative and find answers about how you can increase your economy, bring in more money, reduce debt, help yourself to be more happy, improve relationships between you and your loved ones. The more connections we make in our brain, the more we're able to activate both right brain and left brain. And it is the synergy created by activating the whole brain that helps us to be so effective in turning our desires into realities. Goal mapping does this in a particularly powerful way because it uses words and pictures. Words to stimulate the left brain and the words written in the form of affirmation, and imagery to stimulate the right brain, because the right side of the brain has the major connection to the subconscious mind. And so the imagery forms a visualization, and the visualization helps to command our subconscious. Our subconscious is enormously powerful. The scientists estimate that your subconscious mind is many thousands of times more powerful than your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind can do things that scientists are still completely amazed by. Things that it would take you hours, if you could do it at all with your conscious mind, is done in a split second with your subconscious. Your subconscious is controlling your respiration, your circulation, muscle response, memory, speech, all of the things you had to learn, like walking, talking, feeding yourself. Once you learn those things, your subconscious takes over and will process them on autopilot. It's amazing. In fact, it's magical. The scientists are astounded by it. And the analogy I really like to use, both with big people and little people, if I'm working with young people to teach them goal mapping, is that your subconscious mind is like a magical genie. It's a great analogy, I believe. In fact, it's the central point of my children's book, Sam the Magic Genie. Genies are all powerful. They're amazing. They can help your wishes come true. But the genie has a limitation. And that limitation is the genie, no matter how powerful, the genie cannot wish for you. You must command the genie. So with your conscious mind, you are master of the magic lamp. You have the ability to command your subconscious genie to help you to create your greatest desires. And the way that you rub your magic lamp and command your subconscious genie is by focusing your mind on what you truly want, by holding your focus on what you want. This is what athletes do with visualization. This is what all top achievers do around the world, whatever discipline they may want to succeed in, whatever they may want to achieve, creating the picture in your mind, visualizing it with intensity. With intensity means that you not only think the thought, but you also feel the feeling. And picturing what you want to achieve helps to command your subconscious, because your subconscious really responds to pictures. When you go to sleep at night, it is your conscious mind, left brain, that goes to sleep. Your subconscious mind keeps working 24 hours a day. And when your conscious mind goes to sleep and it switches off some of the internal chatter in your mind, your subconscious comes to the surface and produces dreams. And I've spoken in more than 30 countries around the world, and everywhere I go, I ask people, do you dream in words or pictures? And everybody tells me, regardless of the language they speak, I dream in pictures, Brian. The reason why everybody dreams in pictures, regardless of which language they speak, or even if they speak many languages, pictures, imagery, visualization is the universal language of the subconscious mind. And if you want your subconscious genie, your personal autopilot, to guide you to achieve your goals, you must make sure that you're putting your goals into a language that your subconscious can understand. And that is the language of imagery. By focusing your conscious mind on what you want to achieve, you command your subconscious to move you towards it. You set a target with your conscious mind. The great danger is many people fall into the trap of thinking negatively. They start to worry that they won't achieve the target. They start focusing their mind on, oh my God, I'm going to miss the target. The one limitation your subconscious has is it cannot make choices. It cannot choose the goal for you. It can only respond to your dominant thought. And if the dominant thought in your mind, the thought you think most often, is of you missing the target, then your subconscious will help you to miss the target. Sometimes I've explained this to people and they're shocked by it, but you only need to observe life to see the truth of it. You can observe even the world's top athletes, that if they become nervous, even after years of practice, even after being at the top of their game, if a top athlete becomes nervous, and let's say they're a golfer and they start to picture in their mind, oh, I'm going to miss the shot, I'm going to hook and the ball's going to land in the water. Well, guess what? Their subconscious helps that to happen. If they're thinking miss, they get miss. This is why athletes engage in mental training, to focus their mind on hitting the target, because their subconscious then works with them, takes into account muscle memory and helps them hit the target. And in everyday life, many people are focused on missing the target. Many people are focused on their fears and worries like debt. Understand, please, that when you worry, it is the equivalent of negative goal setting. When you worry, you are holding a picture in your mind of what you don't want to happen. But because you are holding the picture of what you don't want, remember, your subconscious can't make choices. It gets confused, thinks it's what you do want, and moves you towards it. And this is why people will go into self-sabotage, whether that is self-sabotage within their work, or self-sabotage within their relationships, or self-sabotage within their finances, or self-sabotage within their health. Most times it is happening because the person is overly focusing on the negative, and their subconscious doesn't understand, thinks it's the goal, and moves them towards it. How do we counteract it? Create a goal map. By having a goal map, you are giving a clear command to your subconscious to move you towards the goal. Everything starts with intention. And being here tonight with you, I didn't so much write it down as a single goal, but it's an intention, and it's part of other goal maps to run these series of workshops. Our intention helps us to move forwards in a powerful way. Goals are simply intentions, things we choose to do, but when we set them as a goal, we give a specific date. So I'm going to do this thing by this time. Purpose is an ongoing path that we travel, and goals give us an aiming point along the path. It's a major distinction between purpose and goals is having a date. Many people, when contemplating purpose, will be thinking about life purpose. A life purpose is something you're going to follow over many, many years. Teaching goal mapping is my life purpose. I've been doing it now almost 30 years. I'm 62, and maybe I've got another 30 years. My mum is 97, so I'm hopeful that I'll live into my 90s, and maybe I'll be teaching goal mapping another 30 years. It's an ongoing journey that I'm committed to. Now, the journey is going to end someday. I don't know when, and I don't want to set a date for that because I have no plans to retire from this. I want to keep making a difference for as long as I can, maybe inspire other people in later years to go out, keep working, make a difference. There are many reasons I have, but I plan to keep going. It will end one day, but I have no date for that. Goals are different. Goals have a specific date. So as I move along my path of purpose in life, I'm looking ahead and saying, okay, by this time next year, I want to be up there. I want to make this much progress along my path, and I want to achieve this progress by 2 months, 3 months, whatever a time period I put on the goal. So goals are like setting stages along the path of your purpose. Imagine that purpose is a path, it's an ongoing journey. Now, your motivation comes from your reasons to walk the path. If you think about your passions, the things that make your heart sing, the things that you are most passionate about, it will help you find your path of purpose, but it will also give you the fuel, the energy, the motivation to face the difficult days and choose to take another step and move forwards. When I was first learning personal development, I was working as a trainer for Tony Robbins, and I was going all around England making presentations about Tony Robbins' work. And as part of my training with the Tony Robbins organization, I was taught how to use pain and pleasure to motivate myself to do the things that I wasn't automatically motivated to do. And one of those things would be my tax returns. I never like to do them. I've had an email today from my accountant saying it's time to submit some of your tax paperwork. I would always be slow to submit it. I was unmotivated to do it. But of course, there is a deadline with the tax returns. And if you're not doing your tax returns, then you are finding pain. And so I would imagine in my mind all of the pain that would come if I didn't do my tax returns. I would imagine all of the pleasure of having them done and out of my mind. And by using pain and pleasure and picturing either doing the tax returns or not doing the returns, I would get myself motivated. It works. Lots of people use it. But as I started to observe the people I really admired, my heroes, the people that I thought were really going out and making a difference in the world, I noticed that with the people I really admired, they were not needing to make themselves motivated. And they were getting up in the morning and they were just naturally, automatically motivated. And so I started to ask the question, why is that? Why do these people that I have as my heroes, why do they not need to use pain and pleasure to get themselves motivated? What is it's different about these people? And what is different about them is they are inspired. Inspiration creates motivation. When you are inspired, as Patanjali said in that quote we read towards the beginning, when you are inspired, all of your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitations. You find yourself in a new, great and wonderful world. Inspiration releases all of the chemicals like serotonin that produces the energy of motivation, gives great power to your actions. And then again, as I observed more deeply the question that come to my mind, where does inspiration come from? There are many things that can be inspiring in life. A great film can be inspiring, a song can be inspiring, poems can be inspiring, people can be inspiring. But that inspiration from a poem, a song, a film, it's a spark. And if we are going to turn the spark into a burning bonfire of passion, we must feed the fuel. So what is the true fuel that creates that flame of inspiration that produces motivation? It is finding purpose. Observe anyone who is inspired and motivated, they will have a sense of purpose. They will be able to tell you clearly about why this thing they are doing is so important for them in their life, why it's become a great passion for them. As I mentioned earlier, we have both left brain and right brain. Our left brain is more focused towards and connected to animal instinct and survival motivation, pain motivation. We are born with an automatic motivation, move away from pain, move towards pleasure. The right brain is connected to pleasure motivation, but the right brain is also connected to the heart. Higher emotions, love, empathy, compassion are right brain emotions connected to the heart. Fear, ego are left brain and connected more with what we would call head. Right brain is heart-led. Left brain is ego-driven. Now, it's a fantastic thing to feel driven to achieve by the ego, but it's really important we keep it in balance with being led by the heart. Because when we become unbalanced and overly ego-driven, we burn out. And I've worked with so many executives that are ego-driven and they achieve a lot, and they pay a really high price. They pay a high price in their own health and well-being. They pay a high price within their relationships. They pay a high price in the amount they give for that achievement, rather than enjoying the balance that can be achieved in life. Find the balance where you are led by the heart to move towards purpose, and allow pain motivation to protect you in times of danger, as our survival instinct is designed to do. Your body, like my body, is not designed to be in permanent pain motivation, moving away from some imagined pain or another. I've worked with people who are incredibly wealthy and their motivation is they need more money because maybe they're going to lose the money they've got, or somebody has more money than them. They've got a pain motivation that drives them, but they burn out. It creates ill health, because when you're in pain motivation, your body's in the fear response. And that means you're releasing cortisol that's suppressing your immune system, lymph system, digestion system, and affecting your brain and closing down your heart. And it's okay for a short period of time when we're in a situation that we need explosive energy to escape from. But we don't want to be in that state day after day after day. And so I believe the key is to find a sense of purpose, because whatever your purpose is, it will be the thing that makes your heart sing. And all the time you are moving towards your purpose, you're also moving towards greater levels of pleasure. It's very rare that we're able to take a straight line from where we are to the goal we want to achieve, and we just move in a nice straight line, easy way. What tends to happen in life is we set the goal and we have to take a bit of a meandering, wandering path. Because life is always changing, situations are always changing, people are always changing. And while we may see a straight line to our goal, as different things change in our life, we need to keep on adjusting our course to gradually move towards our desires. And goal mapping has great power because it accounts for this balanced necessity of left brain and right brain working together. Set the intention and find your purposeful flow towards the things you desire to achieve. And most people, when you talk about purpose, are thinking in terms of a life purpose, something to commit themselves to, the thing that makes their heart sing. We also, of course, have higher purpose. Higher purpose is about making a difference in the world in some way, leaving the world a better place. But before these things, there is also a deeper level of purpose. I call it prime purpose. Prime purpose is the purpose you are born with. It's the purpose to be your best. And in other life forms, it's just automatic. It's the drive of evolution. And behind me, there's a collection of plants that Vicky looks after so beautifully. They're all flourishing. They're being the best plants they can be. It's encoded into their genetic to be the best plant they can be. That same coding is in each of us, me and you. But we have something more than plants. We have the highest level of free will in the animal kingdom. That means that you, like me, are free to choose not to be our best. In fact, many people get trapped into being their worst. Sometimes they consciously choose to act in a bad way, to do terrible things. Sometimes they're just a victim from their own childhood and early negative beliefs that are formed that command them and their subconscious in a negative way. It is for each of us our prime purpose, our responsibility to set an intention to be our best. And this is the focus of a life map. In a life map, you are using the principle of words and pictures, but instead of setting statements for physical goals, you are setting intentions about who you choose to be. And right in the very center of the map, prime purpose statement, I am growing. Prime purpose statement is a statement that says you're being all you can be. Sometimes my prime purpose statement is, I am shining, I shine, I am the light, I am my best. You can choose your own words. And once you've written the prime purpose statement, then you write what it looks like when you're being your best in each of the areas around the outside. And you'll see at the very top, we've got mental, and then going round clockwise, emotional, physical, financial, social, and spiritual. And the life mapping process is very simple: to write out your statements, thinking through what does it look like when I'm being my best mentally. If it's positive, you write it, I am positive. If it's patient, you write it, I am patient. Because when you say I am, it's the great creative power that is unleashed when you use affirmations. Saying I am is you being the creator of yourself. Here's my life map. This is my a warrior life map. I've got it printed out here. It's really important once you've created your map online, and this map is a combination of drawings that I've done. I did this drawing more than 20 years ago, but it's deeply ingrained now in my neurology. I have deep meaning about what this drawing represents for me. And this is an important point about the pictures that you use in your map. The pictures do not need to mean anything to another person. They only need to mean something to you. If I showed you a picture of my children, well, maybe you'd think, well, they're cute girls. I've got 2 daughters, but it's not going to be overly meaningful for you. But when I look at a picture of my children, it stimulates loads of brain cell activity, because their images are deeply ingrained within my consciousness. Create a life map for your prime purpose, mapping out your ways of being. Create a goal map for your life purpose. And also, I would encourage you to have a goal map for higher purpose. Find the thing that makes your heart sing. Sometimes prime purpose, life purpose, and higher purpose all come together into one. And this is very often the case for me. But higher purpose and making the world a different place, a better place, doesn't have to be a big, grand goal like my goal of reaching 7 million lives. It can be something really, really simple, like my daughter's goal map here of helping the world to be a better place. She's just 6 years old when she created this map, and she went off on her own and did it, and then brought it back and showed it to me. And I've got a little video somewhere of her talking through the map, explaining the main goal is keeping the world safe and picking up trash. And ever since that time, both my children, and this picture was taken a couple of years ago, they're now probably about maybe 2 years older than what we're seeing here in the picture. But it's become a routine for us that when we're together and we go and take a walk or we visit a nice place, we take a bag with us and we pick up some trash. And so here's my girls and Vicky and me, and we're out walking on one of the beaches here we love on the island, and picking up all of the plastic that's been washed up on the beach. This is higher purpose. My daughter inspired me by having her own goal map for this when she was just 6. And since that time, I've always had my own goal map for going greener and helping to improve my local environment. And so I have more than one purpose map. And what I'd like to do now is to help you find the thing that makes your heart sing. And my plan is to ask you 7 quick questions. And when I say quick questions, I'm going to give you just a few moments to write down your answer before I move on to the next question. Now, this is done intentionally. And the reason why I'm only giving you a few moments to write down your answer is because if you had a long time, you go more into left brain logical thinking. But when you only have a short time, you give a snap answer, an intuitive answer, which causes you to work much more with your right brain. So I want you to write the first answer that comes into your mind, please, for each of these 7 questions. And when we reach the end of the 7 questions, I'll ask you to look back and consider what your answers may be showing you. Now, there are only right answers. Whatever you write down is the right thing for you. You don't need to think about it too deeply at this point in time. Just allow yourself to be fluid and spontaneous. If no answer is coming, it's okay. Just move on to the next question. Maybe an answer will be coming later this evening. So question number 1. If you won 10 million euro on the lottery, what would you do differently in your life? 10 million euro, it's yours, it's tax-free. Even if you don't do the lottery, someone's done it for you. What would you do differently in your life? Just write down the first answer that comes to your mind. Remember, there are only right answers. You don't need to share this with me or anybody else. I'm not going to ask you to read it out online. Just write down the first answer right now that comes to your mind. Just one short answer, please. Question number 2. If the doctor told you that you have 6 months left to live, and you are going to live in fantastic health for that 6 months, you have loads of energy, there will be absolutely no suffering, but at the end of the 6 months, it is over, what would you do differently with your time? 6 months left to live, great health, but then over, what would you do differently with your time? Once again, the first answer that comes to your mind. And then question number 3. What have you always wanted to do, but have maybe been afraid to attempt? Maybe something that perhaps you wasn't afraid, but you just felt, no, the time isn't yet right. It's something I'm going to do in the future, something I'm going to do when I'm older, something that you've been putting off, something you've told yourself is maybe on your bucket list, or maybe it's something you are afraid to do. What have you always wanted to do, but have either been afraid to attempt it? Perhaps you've been afraid of failure or ridicule or trying something radically different. Or maybe it's not a fear, but you keep telling yourself the time isn't yet right. Again, trust your first thoughts, trust your intuition, and your subconscious is working with you. And then question number 4. If I could grant you any one skill or ability, if I had a magic wand and I could just wave it and grant you any one skill or ability, what would you choose? Now, some people think about a practical skill, speaking many languages, playing a musical instrument. Some people have a superhero skill that comes to their mind. If you have had a superhero skill come to your mind, like imagining that you have the ability to fly or stop time or be invisible, if a superhero skill come to your mind, I want you to think deeper now, please, and consider, why does that superhero skill appeal to you? Most often, people that want to fly at a deeper level are craving more freedom in their life. People that want to freeze time quite often have an anxiety or a fear about the future. And they don't want to get older. They don't want things to move on from the current situation. If you've had a superhero skill come to your mind, ask yourself, why does it appeal to you? Again, as before, first thoughts, trust your intuition. And then question number 5. What gives you your greatest feelings of joy, of pleasure, of satisfaction? Where do you get the most happiness from in your life? What is it that makes your heart sing? Again, write down first answer that comes to you, please. And then question number 6. What legacy would you like to leave? How do you want to be remembered by people after you are gone? Imagine that many years from now you are able to witness your own funeral. And that as you look down on your own funeral, many, many years from now, 4 people, someone from your family, someone from your local community, a friend, a work colleague, take it in turns to say something about you, how you've lived your life and the difference you have made to others. What would you want people to say about you and the way you've lived your life? Because that is the true legacy you leave. What legacy do you desire to leave? How do you want to touch people and be remembered after you are gone? As before, please go with your first thoughts. You can always come back and change them afterwards. And then question number 7. What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew that you were guaranteed to succeed? So if there was no question of failure, that whatever you chose to do, you could absolutely achieve it, given enough time and energy. And maybe if it's a really, really big goal, it would take you the rest of your life and a huge commitment, but that you could do it if you knew that you were guaranteed to succeed in whatever you put your mind to. What one great dream would you dare hold for yourself? And again, please go with your first thoughts. Write it down either on the pad or in the online journal. And then when you're ready, I want you to look back over your answers, please. And as you look at your answers, I want you to consider what your answers may be pointing you to. The reason why I ask these questions quickly is so that you would give a spontaneous answer. Spontaneity, like intuition, comes from the right side of the brain that is connected to the higher emotions of the heart. If you look at your answers, you will find your answers have come more from your heart than they have from your ego. Each of your answers will be like a signpost pointing towards your path of purpose, the thing that makes your heart sing. And if you are unclear about what your purpose may be in life, I find these 7 questions and contemplating your snap answers to them will help you find your way. What is key is that you take those insights and feelings and start to create your goal map. And I'm going to switch from using the PowerPoint and go live into the website now. And I'm here in my to-do list. I'm just going to move to my purpose goal map. And you can see I've got quite a lot of goal maps. There are 4 showing here on my home page. If I click here into my maps, you can see I have many more. I have these maps for all the important areas of my life, such as health and well-being, happiness, business, of course. I have my life map here, my Warrior Within life map, relationship map, which I created together with Vicky. Maybe you were on the masterclass last month, and our focus in last month's masterclass was harmonious relationships. Here I'm going to open up my purpose goal map, and I'll go to the view of the map so that you can see it together in entirety. So here we've got the why, and then main goal in the center, side goals. See my main goal, helping 100,000 people by the end of this year to move along their path, find their way in life. Helping 1,000 people find their warrior within, that's my mastery program. Helping 1,000 people run online events within my coach training program. Helping 1,000 people start their certification journey, and helping people share the material around the world as affiliates or recommenders. This bottom part of the map is how and who. So how am I going to do it? Well, consciously develop and integrate all of my different material. Remember, I've been working for 28 years, but the online program is the newest aspect of my work. And so I'm taking all of the things I've created with the family work and the school work and the business work, and putting them all here, making them accessible for people. Next step, I need to grow my community, and I need to create the new online teacher empowerment program. And on the opposite side of the how, we've got the who. And the who is myself and the various people I'm connected with that are helping to achieve this main goal and side goals. Why? Well, to leave a legacy, just like we talked about in the questions, to help 7 million people live a better life, and for myself to feel fulfilled. Now you can print your map out. You can see there the download and print button, and you can view your map in different ways. So I can see it, words and pictures, side-by-side view, or I can see it if I wish, just words, just pictures. But instead, I'm going to go here to step 1, where I've written the goals, and what I would like to do is to go through the visualization of creating your goal map for living your life purpose. And this will just take us around about 5, maybe 8 minutes, something like that, not long, but it is the start of your map. And if you will go to Goal Mapping Online and open up your own map. So if you just go to My Maps here in Goal Mapping Online, and if you go here, Create New Map, and then go Goal Map, and give your goal map a name. So I'm going to call it My Purpose. Oh, hasn't written it. Why not? No, I know that, love. For some reason, my laptop's not responding. I'm just going to go back to the home page and go back into it again. So I'll have to check that afterwards why it's not working. But if you click here so that you can write in your goals and dreams, and then take a moment, sit back, close your eyes, please. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out slowly through your mouth. And as you breathe out through your mouth, will you say the word relax 3 times to yourself and in your own language. Again now, please, a deep breath in through your nose. And this time, as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying the words, I am, 3 times to yourself and in your own language. And once more, please, a deep breath in through your nose. And this time, as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying the words, within, 3 times to yourself and in your own language. Relax, I am within. I'd like you to imagine a stream of relaxation flowing in through the top of your head. Maybe you can picture it as white light, soothing, calming, relaxing, all of the areas that it touches. Imagine now relaxing the top of your scalp. Imagine relaxing your forehead, your cheeks, your tongue, and your jaw. Give yourself permission to relax those areas completely, becoming more and more gently relaxed now as the relaxation moves deeper. Relaxing your neck, relaxing your shoulders, into your arms, hands, all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Giving yourself permission to relax those areas of your body as the relaxation now moves even deeper. Relaxing your chest, relaxing your stomach, into your hips, thighs, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. A gentle wave of relaxation softly flowing through your body. I'd like you to imagine now walking along a beautiful sandy seashore. Clear blue skies above you, soft, gentle waves, and a warm sun shining upon your skin. As you walk along this beautiful, carefree beach, you find a small blue bottle poking from the sand. As you pick up the bottle, the top comes open, and there appears a large, blue, shining genie. The genie says, your wish is my command. Anything you truly desire, I will grant you. I want you to go forward in time now, knowing you have the ability to create your life and follow your purpose exactly as you would choose it to be. And take a walk through an ideal day that represents you living your ideal life, finding and following your true sense of purpose and calling. Starting from when you first awake in the morning, noticing that automatic, natural feeling of motivation because you are inspired about the day ahead of you and the opportunity to take another step along the path of your purpose. Notice how you start your day. Maybe you have a spring in your step as you leap out of bed to greet new opportunities. Maybe you are taking time for yourself for early morning exercise, maybe yoga, maybe meditation, maybe working with a gratitude list. Notice how every aspect and moment of your day is improved in some way by finding and following your purpose, the thing that makes your heart sing, giving you great power and energy to move through your day, giving you great patience with the things that do not always go your way and challenge you sometimes, helping you to stay committed and follow through, to make a stand for what you believe is important in life. Notice how finding and following your purpose helps you to be more inspired, more enlightened, more passionate, helps you to be more active, to value yourself, to be engaged, and to create your life in a way where you have true balance. Being able to make a difference in the world, balance with also making a good income and living your life in a good way. See how that helps you to connect with people in the greatest way and make a difference, maybe in your local community, maybe within your society, maybe nationally, maybe globally, that you're going to play a great game and make a difference to many people. See the ways that you are able to make a difference in life. See how that makes a difference to you and your immediate loved ones. And from that future place of purpose, look back to this time, connect with this moment, and see the journey that you have taken, the path that you will travel, the things that you will do to achieve that future success and purposeful life. Breathe it all in, know that it's all possible. And when you are ready, come back to this time, this moment, and bring with you all good ideas, insights, and intentions, knowing it's all possible for you. And when you feel ready, a little stretch and a yawn to bring yourself back into waking consciousness. And whenever you are ready, I would like you, either by using the online program and writing directly into your map, or by using a pad of paper and pen to write 5 things that you just thought about that you believe are part of your purpose and you would like to set as goals in your purpose map. Now, when you write your goal statements, please make sure they are written in the form of affirmation. This is such an important point. This is what will give your goal map the turbocharged power. Affirmations are always written personal, positive, and present tense. We must write the goal as if it's already been achieved. You write it like it's a reality now, the same as you visualize it as a reality now. Personal, positive, present tense. Also make your statement passionate and let it give you a feeling of emotion when you read the statement. And make it proportionate, not too few words. Some people use too few words when they write their goals. Get fit, okay? Some people use too many words. I am fit and healthy and that helps me and dan. You want short, concise, succinct, powerful statements. Statements that become clear commands to your subconscious. Make the statements prominent by using capital letters. Some people will write whole words in capital letters, and that's good if it feels right for you. Other people will just use capital letters at the start of the word. But you want your goal to stand out. Affirmations are not written in lowercase. They're written by using a capital. So please make your goals prominent. You can edit any of your goal statements, such as me clicking on the edit button here. You can change words, change the statements. And when you have 5 statements, go to the next step, please. And in step 2, we want to use our logical mind to make sure that the main goal is in the center. Some people say, well, I don't know what is the main goal. I want all of them, Brian. They're all important. I want them all. Wanting is right brain emotion. This step, step 2, order, is about left brain logic. Remember, we need to use both equally. So look at your map and ask this one key question. Which one of your goals, once achieved, will most help you to achieve the others? You may want them all equally, but there will be one strategically, which is the key goal. Make sure that goal is in the center, and you can move any of the goals around. Simply click on one, click where you want it to move to, and it will move there. You can move the goals up and down or side to side, main goal in the center, and then position the others. Maybe you want personal goals on one side and more business goals on the other. Or maybe it just looks better if you've got a certain type of goal at the top and others at the bottom. But put the goals in a way that pleases you, and remember that you can come back to this step or any of the other steps in goal mapping, make any changes at any point, at any time you wish to. In step 3, it's time to add the imagery to your words so that you stimulate the right side of your brain and command your subconscious. And again, the key here is meaning. You want to choose images that are meaningful for you. You can upload images from your computer. So just click on the file here and it will bring you into your computer so you can upload images. Or you can use the existing category folders that already have pre-stocked images. Click on any image and it goes directly into your map. You can even search the internet by writing in keywords so that, again, it's bringing you your goals, and those goals can go directly into your map. The images you search online will also go into your image library. In step 4, why? What are your 3 strongest emotional reasons? And please remember to write these emotional reasons in the form of affirmation. If your reason is freedom, write in the single word freedom will not be as powerful to command your subconscious as writing the statement, I am free. Put your 3 reasons, and then in step 5, when. Now you can see I've got an achievement date for this goal map, 31st of December later this year, 2023. Quite often with my goal maps, when I reach the achievement date, I reset the goal. I simply raise the target. I'll be working on my purpose for the rest of my life. I'm on track to achieve the goals that I've put in this purpose map by the end of this year. When I get to the end of the year, I will reset the map with some new targets for the difference I want to make in the world. You can choose any date by going through either the months or the years that you want to work with. Start date comes automatically, and you can see I've got a start date here on this map. I started with this map back in 2020. In fact, 20th of July. I like the synchronicity or the symmetry, if you like. 20th of July, 2020. Felt like a good date when I did this map, and you can see my achievement date there for later this year. And then step 6, how? What are the actions you need to take to move along a path towards the achievement of the goal? If you have a big goal, There might be hundreds, even thousands of individual things you need to do to gradually achieve the goal. Each thing you need to do is a little mini goal. But all of these goals are moving you towards the achievement of your main goal, the big goal. And this part of the map is part of the map that I will often update, because I will think ahead 2 or 3 months. And once I've done those things, then I'm updating the map by putting in the new things I need to do. And the things that I'm working on at the moment are developing and integrating all the material into the online platform, growing the online community, and creating the new schools and teacher empowerment program. In addition to writing in the things I need to do, I find it really important to also have a to-do list, and I will show that in just a moment here. But first, let me complete the 7 steps of the map by going to the who, step 7. And in step 7, it's time to identify who will help you achieve your goals. Who's going to help you follow through, take the actions to move along the path towards the main goal and side goals and success you desire. Sometimes the main person needed to follow through and take the action will be you. And I see so many people writing on their map, me. It's not very powerful to write me. It's a little more powerful to write your name, Brian. But the most powerful thing you can do is to identify the way of being of you, such as being motivated, being positive, being committed, and to write that way of being as an affirmation. So you can see here I've got, I am persistent and patient with my tech team. And I think we may have a couple of tech challenges tonight that I'm going to speak to them about. And then you can see a little bit up above it, my next way of being, I am committed with Vicky and my core team that I work with. And then the third, who, again, me, I am supportive with the Life Lifter community. The Life Lifter community are all of the fantastic people who've chosen to become certified in goal mapping, life mapping, action mapping, and to share it with their clients in either coaching or training around the world. And on the last button, it brings you the view of your map, as I have here with mine. And you can share your map by using the URL link right here. Just take that link, you can copy it, put it into an email or a text message, post it on social media if you wish. Share your map with anyone that you choose wherever they are. They do not need to be registered with Goal Mapping to see your map. Your map will be open to the internet if you choose to share this link. You can just click on the email button. It will take you to your mail server with the link of the map. Or if you're working with a goal mapping coach, you can click on this button right here and you can share your map with your coach. And so Vicky set as my coach, and I'm going to click on the button so it shares my map with Vicky into our one-to-one coaching page. You can see all these other buttons here are teams that I've created, and depending whether you're using the free level of goal mapping or the premium level of goal mapping, you can join some of these other teams, such as the Gold Lounge here. And in the Gold Lounge, we have all of our gold coaching rooms for happiness, financial freedom, raising self-esteem, well-being, and here, of course, purpose. And the recording from tonight will be placed here in the Purpose room, and we will make it freely available for the first few days, because there were many people registered for the program tonight who unfortunately were not able to attend. And so we always try and make the recordings available for people if we can. Going to go back now to the PowerPoint presentation and just explain the last things this evening, that once you have your goal map, that starts the brain cell connections, but then it's really important you follow through and you live your map in some way every day. And what I recommend is that you click on the download and print button to bring your map from the digital into the physical. And I have my maps printed out on paper. I like the physical feel, but also there are practical reasons. Once you have your map on paper, you can then sign it. And when you give your signature, it's like giving a commitment. It's like giving your word. It's why all important documents around the world ask you to sign. And even if you can't read and write, they say, make your mark. Because once you do that, you're telling yourself you're going to follow through. And by signing your goal map, you're telling your own self and your subconscious mind, I mean this. I desire to achieve these things. Then put your map somewhere you will see it. Some people, if they have a diet map, they put it on the refrigerator door. They put it on the treats cupboard. If it's a work map, then maybe they have it at their workplace. I have a goal map at the side of my bed. The very best time to look at your map and say the words is early in the morning, because that's the time when you have the greatest connection to your subconscious mind. Look at the pictures. As you look at the pictures, say the words. Visualization and affirmation. Words and pictures, creating whole brain activation and helping you to engage in self-manifestation. Share your map. Sharing your map with friends, with family, with colleagues, people in your community demonstrates your belief in yourself and adds another level of power to you achieving your goals at the greatest speed and in the greatest way. And the fantastic thing that goal mapping online allows us to do is to update our map. And that if you're looking at your map once a day, and as you look at the pictures, you're saying the words, new insights will come. When those new insights come, put them into your map. Sometimes just changing a single word in your goal statement makes a world of difference in the power that your map creates with the brain cell connections that activate your whole brain and command your subconscious to move you towards your goal. And next month, we'll be starting the cycle over again, but we'll be beginning with creating a life map. And if you would like to join us next month, we'll be so pleased to see you. You can go to the events tab here in Goal Mapping Online. Let me see if I can change camera for a moment. Just bring it up in real time on the screen here. And so in the events tab, you'll find all the different events that we are running. But in the meantime, if you want to empower yourself further, go to the Life Path tab. You can see it here on the screen. And in the Life Path tab, you will find this island. Click on any of the dots and it will open up the video of that section of content from the goal mapping workshop. And by interacting between watching the videos that you're inspired and then going to your goal maps and updating your maps, you give yourself the greatest level of power. And you can upgrade to gold membership if you're at the free level for just £9.99 for the month. You'll see the upgrade button is there in the purple header. It's really easy to do. And guess what? We have made it super, super easy to cancel your subscription if you choose to. It makes me so angry when I take a subscription on something like antivirus software, McAfee, and they make it really, really hard to unsubscribe. when I don't any longer want it. And so we've made it super easy to cancel your subscription. You can upgrade for just 1 month. You can download the videos and the workbooks and the content. There's a tremendous amount of value. And then end your subscription if you want to. As some people will go into the family area of goal mapping, they upgrade for just $9.99 and they download all of the workbooks and the material from the resource center. There's a total value of £40 there. And then they cancel their subscription. When you cancel your subscription, it doesn't wipe out all of your maps or your account. It just brings you back down to the free level. And guess what? You can use the free level of goal mapping for as long as you wish. We don't make it time bound. You can do life balance checks. You can use the journal. You can use so many of the features and watch video here within the program. It is a truly personal development center. It's a world of personal development at your fingertips. At the gold level, you can also create a life map and also an action map. Just $9.99. It also includes the to-do list so that you can take any of your maps and plan them in greater detail. And it's a dynamic to-do list. You can move all of the elements around. You can set specific dates. And you can even set the system to remind you if that's what's important to you. In the Gold Lounge, you have access to all of the coaching rooms. This video, as I mentioned earlier, will be going here into the Purpose coaching room, and we're updating these on a regular basis. At gold level, you also get a ticket to attend any of our deep dive workshops. We run them every month. In fact, we just run one yesterday, which is focused on the deeper levels of positive thinking. And in these deep dive workshops, we cover 7 universal principles of success that form the foundations, the philosophy of positive thinking, with exercises and interaction that help you have that deeper understanding and give even greater power to your goal map or your life map or your action map. Our next deep dive workshop is coming on Monday, the 17th of July. We'll be covering the universal principle of involve to evolve. This is a 3-hour workshop plus a break in the middle. So normally about 3.5 hours, starting at 10 a.m. London time and finishing around about 1:30 p.m. London time. I do hope you'll join us on the deep dive workshop. If you are wanting to make a more serious commitment to achieve your goals and invest in yourself in a more fuller way, then I would encourage you to take the year gold membership, because if you're signing up to gold membership for 1 year, which is only £90, not only will you get gold membership for a year, but we will also arrange for you to have a 1 hour 30 focused coaching session to create a goal map of your choice with one of our top coaches. And normally coaching session with one of our coaches is a minimum of £150, and we are going to give it free as an added value bonus to anyone who's choosing to upgrade to gold yearly membership tonight. And we have some absolutely fantastic coaches, and you can see a few of them here. But if you also choose to go into the coach registry, and I'll just switch to the live website again, here in Life Coaches, there is a huge long list of coaches that you can choose a coach speaking your language, maybe if that's important to you, or working in your part of the world, or maybe focused on an area that is really important for you at this time. And you can open up any of the coach profiles and it will show you more information on that specific coach. And if you're upgrading to the yearly gold level tonight only, and then we will arrange for you to also receive that one-to-one coaching session. And there are many coaches around the world who have chosen to also teach goal mapping. I know we have many coaches joining us in these Life Path Masterclasses. And if you're interested in the information of how you can become trained as a goal mapping coach, whether you are already a coach or whether it's your goal to become a life coach or a trainer, make a difference to other people, then goal mapping can help you learn and teach goal mapping in both the corporate world, public, and education. We have a universal training system that helps people learn goal mapping one-to-one or to make group presentations or even big conference speeches. In our monthly Life Lifter Showcase, we are shining a light on the amazing work that people do with goal mapping around the world. And I hope you will join us to be inspired by not the things that I'm saying, but the work that people are doing with goal mapping in different ways, helping people in business and schools and networks and well-being and so many different ways. And our next Life Lifter Showcase is on Monday, the 26th of June. It's absolutely free. Our aim is that you will be informed with the principles of goal mapping, inspired and empowered yourself to take action. Again, you can register through our events page, and we'd love to see you there. It's a truly international certification to work wherever you wish in the world and whichever marketplace you desire. We have resources, manuals, PowerPoints and materials to support you. You learn to both coach goal mapping online and use our online one-to-one coaching pages and the platform as you've seen tonight, but also all of the physical material that if you wish to work on paper with workbooks and printouts, we have everything you need. It is both a self-development opportunity and journey. You will be coached to create your own goal maps and develop yourself as part of the training and learning how you coach and help other people. It's a simple 7-week journey from start to being up and running and coaching people. But of course, it's also an ongoing journey. And once you've joined the certification, you can continue to attend as many of our group coaching and training sessions as you wish. We do not put any restriction on it. And some people come back time after time because they either want to refresh or they want to learn more, or they simply want to connect with the amazing heart-centered and like-minded community of coaches that make up the Life Lifters teaching goal mapping. We even have marketing materials and an affiliate center, so you can reach out into the world and start to raise awareness of the work that you wish to do and find those people that you want to help. It's a full money-back guarantee if you're not completely happy at the end of the coaching, and you have lifetime membership. There is absolutely nothing to pay afterwards. There is no renewal fees. I said we have many coaches teaching goal mapping around the world. The top coach in the world is Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins has his own goal-setting system, but he often has me go and present goal mapping for his top clients. And here's what he has to say. Brian is one of the best at helping people create a world-class blueprint for their life, not just goals, but sustainable success. His mapping systems are a blast, and really effective. I hope you will choose to include goal mapping in your coaching if you're already a coach, or if you are considering a life change, maybe from a corporate career, and you want to do something you feel is going to give you greater balance and greater life freedom, then goal mapping is a fantastic step forward on that journey. As part of it, you even receive your own coach profile open to the internet, as this one is here with Andy Coley, one of the leading trainers in the UK with NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and he chooses goal mapping as his goal setting system to make available to his clients. Your coach profile is open to the internet. People don't need to be registered with goal mapping to see it. And so you can use it as your own micro site, if you like, and your own information page that you can bring people to see if they're interested in coaching with you. If you're enrolling in the coach training, we have 4 group sessions, 3 individual sessions, one-to-one with a coach of your choice. Group sessions are most often led by me, but sometimes by some of my top trainers. Each session is recorded, so if you're not able to make the session, you can watch the recording afterwards in our dedicated team training area. And we are running the trainings continuously, so you can join whenever you wish. Each of the recordings available for you to view afterwards in the team training area. And whatever type of coach you are or dream to be, whatever your niche, your passion, your focus, helping your clients achieve their goals is fundamental. When you help someone achieve a meaningful goal, that person becomes so grateful. They become an absolute fan, a raving fan that wants to shout about how fantastic it is that you've helped them to achieve their goals. And that in turn brings more clients. The 5.5 million people finding goal mapping have come so much from word of mouth recommendation. Even my greatest, biggest client, Microsoft, came through word of mouth recommendation. Even working with Tony Robbins came through word of mouth recommendation from people that had experienced goal mapping. They used it, and guess what? The system works. It works. It helps people achieve their goals. And it will work for you if you set your goals. Included in the coach training package, we also include the focused youth material. So that if you want to help young people achieve their goals, that's all included in the package. No extra price. We also include 10 gold codes. Now remember, gold membership, £90 for a year. We're going to give you 10 of those codes. A year's code of gold, so that's the equivalent to £900, plus 15 silver codes. Total price would normally be more than the actual training, £1,530. But again, all included, as is the life mapping training. So in addition to coaching goal mapping, you can also help your clients go through life mapping, normally nearly £600 on its own, but included again in the coach training. All of these aspects, which would be in their own almost 4,000 UK, just £1,495. That gives you everything you need, the training, the platform to use for life, for yourself, but also to coach your clients, and even the marketing materials so that you can run your business through the goal mapping online platform, make a difference in the world, and earn a good income in the process. If it's important for you to spread the payments, then we have a very simple payment plan. For just a little more money, you can spread it over a 3-month process. If you have questions that you would like answered, please do write them in the chat. and myself or Vicky would love to know. If you would like to talk with myself and Vicky, we run the business together, then we'd be very happy to arrange a call with you to talk through how you can tailor goal mapping to your requirements, how you can bring it to your community, your part of the world, how you can make a difference with it to the people that you care about. Click the link, look at the information page. We have different levels of certification. You can upgrade at any time for no extra cost. Book a call with me and Vicky. We'll explain it all in more detail, or send us your goal map about you coaching or training goal mapping, and we will give you absolutely free feedback and coaching on how you can make your map stronger and achieve your goals. I really thank you for joining this evening. I know there's a lot of content we've gone through, but for me, it's the most important subject, finding and following your purpose in life. I really hope it served you. I thank you for joining tonight and giving your time. I wish you lots of love. God bless. And please do contact myself and Vicky if there are questions you would like answered and you would like more information about goal mapping. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Remember, we've got workshops coming up in the next couple of weeks, and maybe I'll see you also again here next month. Bye-bye for now. Take care. Lots of love.
Thank you, Brian.
Take care. Very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.